you ever felt like each time you think you've made progress, somehow you're always back to square one? I think we've all been there. Frustrating, isn't it? You think you followed all the rules to success, and yet something feels off. What if everything we knew about self-growth and development was wrong? It's just something I've been thinking about a lot lately. You see, navigating your 20s and 30s can feel so exciting, yet intimidating at the same time. If you're not 20 yet, you better start writing notes. One day you think your frontal lobe is fully developed already, yet there's still so much decision making, learning, and unlearning to be done. Society has taught us that we need to finish a degree, get a job under that degree, get married, have children, and have a happy ending. But clearly, life isn't as linear as that. And although that path sounds reliable and stable, it's actually not as realistic as it sounds. The path can be soul-sucking for the dreamers and the creative souls. Thus, some of us yearn for the road less taken. Hello there, I'm Magnolia Pixie, and if you're new here, I make YouTube videos and music, but right now I'm studying in Italy because I'm a teacher and I need to do my Montessori teacher training here. So yeah, that was a big plot twist, and ever since I moved to Italy to study Montessori, my perspective on a lot of things about life changed. Clearly, living alone in another country, being out of my comfort zone for several months, naturally that would change a lot in your brain chemistry. But also thanks to Dr. Marie Montessori and her unconventional ideas. Thanks to her, I feel like I have a lot more to share with you that you can't just find in your typical self-help books. You see, her books are not easily accessible. Some of the English versions can be found online, but you can't just simply go to a bookstore and ask for a Montessori book. You would expect her books to only be about education, but I was pleasantly surprised with how much wisdom she's injected in each of her writings about life, imagination, growth, and a lot more. The beauty is, you don't have to be a teacher or parent to appreciate and learn from her writings. I think no matter what field you're in, or no matter your age, you could learn from her. And I am bursting with so much insights, not only from her books, but generally just being in this stage of my life. So if you're curious about my personal growth journey and the lessons I've learned along the way, you're more than welcome to join me. Whatever this is. What do you call this again?
Delnik.
Oh my god, it's a corgi! Bye-bye.
Crowded and touristy places in Europe.
Ciao from Prague. We are now astronomical clock, and we're waiting for it to move for a few seconds. Yes, that's it. That's what we're here for.
Sí, ¿verdad?
So today we want to question what growth could really mean. You see, one of the biggest lessons that I learned from Montessori is that development is a series of rebirths. Us humans, we go through stages in our life in order to pass from one to another. And she compares this development to the process of metamorphosis. Think of it this way. You are a caterpillar that needs to undergo radical change in order to fly. And you will feel discouraged. And I learned this the hard way, but you see, deep transformation can feel like destruction. You need to be able to sit with yourself, with the discomfort. Because who said growth was comfortable? Not the caterpillar dissolving into goo inside its chrysalis. It's not natural development to be your best version all the time. You will feel weak in moments of decline. However, this is essential in preparation for your next stage, your next transformation. And when I understood this, I learned to give myself more grace because development is not linear. After all, patience is the virtue of the strong. You think that preparation and planning is the key to success. And of course, to a certain extent, it is. But I learned from Montessori, and I absolutely agree, that adaptability is the most essential quality. Montessori says that nature reveals that who is truly a superior and strong being is he who, in spite of weakness, always gains the upper hand, in spite of weakness. She also says that the human personality should be prepared for the unforeseen. In this fierce battle of civil life, a man must have a strong character and quick wits, as well as courage. He must be strengthened in his principles by moral training. And he must also have practical ability in order to face the difficulties of life. This just furthers her point that since development is not linear and your growth will not be linear, the best skill and trait that you can equip yourself with is adaptability. A decade ago, most of us never expected that AI will be taking over a lot of jobs and basically changing the entire economy. But something AI could never have is strong character, quick wits, courage, principles by moral training, and last but not the least, imagination. Yes, imagination. This is my favorite takeaway from her books. When I read her talk about imagination, it validated a lot of questions I had in life. Back then, I never felt that I was the smart child because I wasn't good in math. I was decent and I passed because I studied, but it wasn't second nature to me, you know? I wasn't very good at memorizing stuff either, so I didn't feel like I was intelligent. But I knew deep down somewhere, a lot of aspects of me did make me intelligent. After all, there are multiple intelligences. Montessori specifies this specific thing, and that's imagination. Imagination is not separate from intelligence. In fact, imagination is the true intelligence of human beings. Montessori even says that the secret to success is the right use of imagination, reality-based imagination. For success in life depends on every case of self-confidence and knowledge of one's own capacity and many-sided powers of adaptation, which we talked about earlier. She says that people tend to be lazy, wanting only to enjoy life. And we can't really deny that. We want things to be easy. We want quick success, quick rewards. Thus, she says there's a greater admiration for the different, those who could ask the questions nobody asked, the visionaries who could see ideas that nobody thought of. And I think that's beautiful, you know? But the thing is, she follows it up by saying that imagination does not become great until man, given the courage and strength, uses it to create. Otherwise, imagination addresses itself only as a spirit wandering in emptiness. And that sounds a bit dramatic, and Montessori is kind of dramatic in her writing, so inspiring, but also so relatable. Personally, as an artist or a person that wants to leave my mark in this lifetime or on this earth, I want to create as much as I can, and our day-to-day lives and busy schedules don't necessarily allow for that all the time. So to summarize all of this, I just want to say that you have to carve time for your art, for yourself, to create and use your imagination. Exercise that brain of yours. Don't just consume, watch TV and Netflix and read books. I have been reading a lot of books lately. And if you want my recommendations or maybe some quotes and interpretations from them, let me know. Yeah, I think it's really good for us and our brains and development if we also get a pen, write our thoughts. It doesn't have to be good at first, but if you keep doing that, building that habit, and practicing the art of noticing the little things around us. It doesn't matter what art form, it doesn't matter if you're not an artist. Imagination is used as well for creating business ideas. So if you love being an entrepreneur or you want to be in the future. So yeah, that's all of my ramblings for tonight. I'm sure this won't be the last time I mention Montessori in my work. And maybe in the future, if I end up writing my own books, I will be quoting her a lot too. She has taken over my life. Clearly, these are just a few things I've been learning from Montessori and being here. So there will be more videos in the future. Let me know if you like these sit-down one-on-one videos where I just add B-rolls every now and then, because I think they feel more personal or intimate, and I can also control the audio better here. To summarize it all up, we talked about development being a series of rebirths, adaptability being the most essential quality, and imagination being the true intelligence of mankind. And I think that's beautiful. I will be seeing you more in the future. I'll be trying my best to do more of these when I'm not so busy or tired. But I'm so glad you're here, and I'll see you again next time, Pixies. Goodbye.